What about now? Told you guys I was having issues. But I'm actually surprised that. What about now? Told you guys I was having issues. But I'm actually surprised. Yo, I don't know what's even happening with my stuff. Okay, really quickly before we get into the review, the recap, and the discussion of what happened, y'all. So when the echo started the other day, I had to turn my microphone sound off. I don't know, which is really weird because normally when you turn it off, you guys can't hear me. But for some reason, when I turned it off, you guys could still hear me and there was no echo. So I feel like audio was coming in from two different sources, but we couldn't figure out where it was coming in at, like what other source outside of my microphone, right? So I've just been going with my mic muted. It's really weird. So I start this one, mic muted, and you guys say, I can't hear you. And I mute it, and you guys can hear me. All the other times for like days, if I muted my mic, there was an echo. So I don't really know what's happening. I thought me and Sean got it figured out, but you guys know I'm like the worst person when it comes to technology. And I'm so glad that most of you guys bear with it and you are okay with it. I do have the occasional person that will come in and say, oh my God, get it together. I'm unsubscribing because after 3 years, you still don't know how to work your sound. My sound is really weird. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, see, it's really weird because we checked all the sources of like for um audio. We checked all of the sources and none of it says that there's any other source. So I don't know. And I will show you guys my nails before we get started. So I don't forget, I'm going to show you guys my nails and then we're going to get right into it. For people watching on replay, there will be a timestamp at the bottom for when we go into the reunion. I'm going to go turn the lights off because I got to turn the lights off. You guys, this is crazy. Okay, so I love getting my nails done, right? It's like my favorite thing to do to get my nails done, right? And usually for my birthday every year, Sean will pay for me to get my nails done. But because financially my channel's not been doing that well, I forwent getting my nails done. And instead, Sean bought me this like little $8 makeup thing and some stuff for my lips. Was a lot cheaper than get my nails done, right? So I was kind of bummed, but I mean, it is what it is. But then my mom stopped by yesterday when I was on my live with Wildflower Tea and dropped off a gift certificate to get my nails done. So I was like, usually, if it's not like Sean, my mom usually gets me a gift certificate for Christmas too, but this Christmas she didn't. So you guys, you can't see it because of the computer. These nails glow in the dark. They glow in the dark. You can't tell though. The whole nail lights up green. I don't know. It's the computer screen. Hold on, let's see. Let me get this down. And maybe hold on. I'm gonna try to make the screen black or as dark as possible. I don't know if you guys can see it. The whole nail like turns green. Can you guys tell? So Sean picked them out. It's really weird. I don't know. Come on. I'm trying to like make my wallpaper black really quickly. Can you guys see it? I'm gonna have to take a picture and put it in Discord. But it's like the coolest. I didn't even know they had nails that would glow in the dark. It's glow in the dark polish. How freaking crazy is that? Trying to see if you guys can even see it. Like it literally is green. You guys can't see it. I'm sorry. You know what I'll do though? I'll take a picture and I'll put it in my Discord. And I'll post it on my community tab for you guys to see because it is the coolest thing ever. All right, let's get these lights back on. Eee, that's bright. Hold on. I'll take a picture. We actually said we were gonna tonight when my kids go to sleep. I was gonna like crawl in their room and like have my nails like because they glow so bright. And right now they're gonna be like that. But once it's so weird because when it's dark, my whole nail turns this color. My whole nail glows. The whole thing, right? And then when you turn the lights back on, they stay pretty green and then they'll fade all the way back down to where the tip is the only thing that's really green. It's the craziest thing ever. What? It's the craziest thing ever. But I'll take pictures, I'll put them in Discord, and I'll put them on my community tab for you guys that are interested in my Patreon and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and let's get into the reunion because I am first off, y'all. There's a few things. There's a few things that I'm gonna give a quick rundown of it. First off, I have to give it up for Dr. B. Y'all, can we not give it up for Dr. B? Because, you know, I know Dr. Drew's he he wasn't like his job was not as a doctor, really. It was more as a host. He was not the doctor, you know. However, he was a doctor. Like that's what he specializes in. But he never gave them no good advice and he always like accepted the fact that like they needed trash TV. Like you would think a man that works in mental health that that's what his degree is in, even though he works on a show as a host, that he would still like always be like mental health first, right? Mental health first, right? Mental health first, right? But no, he really put like the show first, you know, which irritated me. So there's Dr. B. Love Dr. B because Dr. B, she's coming in there and she is getting down. She's getting her hands dirty. She's holding people accountable, something we never seen Dr. Drew really do. And she's helping people. Like since Dr. Drew has come on, you know, they are getting into their problems and they're figuring out ways to fix them with her help. Dr. Drew never did that. Never did that. And like I said, I know his job on the show was to be a host and not to be the doctor. But still, how do you just like forego that and just stir up drama, you know, and get them on there, out there, get the girls out there knowing they're not well mentally, they're not in a good place, and poke the bear, poke and prod at them and ask them questions that you know is going to cause drama. But that's what he did. That's why I don't have respect for Dr. Drew. I used to have a little bit of respect for Dr. Drew, but I don't anymore. So, got to give it up for Dr. B. Love Dr. B. Can't stand how Dr. Drew made excuses for Amber. That's, you know, that's when you would hear Dr. Drew bring up his expertise in mental health, is when he was making excuses for Amber. And I'm like, oh, now you want to talk about mental health and how it affects Amber, but if you want, but anybody else, you're good with the drama. I don't like it. So when it first starts, they discuss going on the show, bringing their moms, how this was different, whole different dynamic. They've never went on the show and brought their moms with them. You know, they have been on the show where they film at their house, and yes, their parents are on the show, but this is the first time that the parents were getting to meet the other cast members and being away with them. So they talked about how, you know, that was kind of nerve wracking. Kaya says that it was hard to see. So when they finally start, Kaya first starts talking. She says the first thing that they get into is the fight. Even that, I agree. Even Nessa is better than Dr. Drew. I do agree. So when they first start, of course, they bring up the fight where Bree got up on the countertop and Ashley spat on her and all that. And Kaya says that it was hard to see that happen to Ashley. That it was, and that she hated that Ashley was the one that was sent home. And she says for all of this to have went on with TV, Ashley goes home and she gets on social media and she talks about Bree's kids and all this type of stuff. I hated to see you go through that, and I hated to see you go through that, and me not being able to do anything about it or for you to fix it. That really like just hurt me to see you going through that, and I couldn't do anything. And everybody got kind of emotional. Roxanne got emotional. Bree got emotional. I was like, "Thank you, Kaya." And I thought, I do like Kaya. Kaya does seem like a really good girl, even though I think they may be on like the I think Bree, while I'm like you, all apologies, let someone spit on me, and I hope they got life insurance because I'm coming for their neck. You better not spit on me with your nasty germs. I will come for you. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you should ever spit on anyone. Um, Ashley was pregnant. She couldn't really fight, which I think she might have. I don't even know. But they all are forgetting that Bree got up on that table quick. Roxanne had the chair at one point. Like, I am like, in my opinion, Roxanne and her mom, especially Roxanne, started that. Now, I felt like T and Ashley did come there trying to be civil. And we're going to get into all of that and more later. I'm just going to give a quick rundown of that, and then we'll get into it. And we're going to listen to some of the clips. But Amber's like, everyone always asks me why Ashley don't mess with me because she messes with everybody else. I don't know. I guess everyone knows, and I'm like, Amber is quick to be like, oh, people know better than to do that with me. But then she does kind of turn it around to say that she's not giving up hope on Ashley, and she feels that Ashley can change because if she can change, then Ashley can change. Um, S.C. Johnson from the chat says, I believe Dr. Drew is more of an actor. Yeah, fame from TV changed him. I agree with you there. When was this reunion filmed? This reunion was filmed, I'm not sure, but it was before Ryan got arrested. Usually they film like the reunion, like I think it's like 2 months before it airs, I think. No, to my knowledge, this is not the second time she ever spit on anyone. Now, at the Teen Mom Young and Pregnant reunion a few years ago, she threatened to spit on Kayla, but she didn't spit. She didn't even attempt to spit. She just threatened to spit on Kayla. So, okay. So Amber does say, everybody always asks me why Ashley never comes for me. And I don't know, but I believe that Ashley can change, and I'm not giving up hope on her. And I'm like, good job, good job. After that, they start talking about, bringing their moms. Jade's like, she was very nervous to bring her mom. She says, my mom has that personality where you either love her or you hate her. You love her because she's so outspoken and she's, in your face type of situation. But some people don't like it. She's like, so I was very nervous bringing my mom here, not knowing how people were going to take her, but everyone loved my mom. And then Jade brings up, what's crazy is I didn't know that Jade, the man she calls dad, was not her dad until watching the show. This show, Teen Mom Family Reunion. I watched her on 16 and Pregnant how long? That's true, Abby from KC. Bree threatened to spit on Kale. So I'm like, if you threaten to spit on someone, I know it's not the same, but don't get mad. You know what I'm saying? Like, but to my knowledge, this is the first time anybody's ever been spit on. There's been some threats of, Bree is threatened and Ashley is threatened. And Ashley this time, she took it to that level. So anyways, Jade, I did not know that Jade's dad was deceased. I didn't know that. I thought the man that she calls dad was her dad. But in Teen Mom Family Reunion, she talks about how her dad did die when she was younger and he died from suicide. But the reason she never talks about it is because she don't want to hurt her dad's feelings, the man that like raised her. She's like, I don't know if it'll hurt my mom and my dad's feelings for me to talk about my biological dad. so I just don't talk about my biological dad. She said being at the resort and seeing Kaya go through what she was going through really made her kind of think about her feelings with her dad because Kaya, her dad was an addict. Kaya's dad called and invited her to go to a football game with him. Kaya said no because she was young and she was doing her own thing. and and Kaya's dad passed away from an overdose that night, right? So Kaya holds a lot of blame. Like, I think, I think maybe if I was with him, that wouldn't have happened. Maybe if I would have went to the game with him, he would still be alive. Like he wouldn't have overdosed. Okay. So Jade says, like, the same way she struggles with her feelings about her dad and having guilt, like I do that as well. And then Jade's mom says she never talked about Jade's dad because she didn't want Jade, if she brought up the dad, for Jade to be upset about it. So they just never talked about it. And Jade said that's why she is so close to her aunt because her and her aunt mourn her dad together. They mourn him together. Whereas her and her mom, they don't talk about it. So that's why her and her aunt have like that close relationship. So they do say that that's something that they're going to work on. If Jade wants to talk about her dad, feeling like she can. After that, they show Christy's exercise where they got up and they stood in the mirror and they talked about what their problems were within themselves of their relationship with their daughter and how maybe it went off the rails or whatever. And Christy in the mirror, she just says, my addiction was a big issue. And Dr. B says, do you think your addiction made you like not the best mom? And Christy said, I always thought that it didn't interfere with the type of mom that I was. But I bet if you was to ask Jade, she would tell you that it did. That my addiction did cause problems in our relationship and the type of mom that I was. And so Dr. B said, well, look in the mirror and like act like you're talking to Jade. And so Christy looked in the mirror and she's like, I'm sorry, Jade. She said, I'm sorry, Jade. I hope you can forgive me while I work on forgiving myself. And then she said she was going to try her best to be a great mom, a great grandmother, and just always be there for Jade. And she said she was sorry. She ended it with, I'm sorry, Jade. And Jade is like crying through this because Jade says, after that, she says, I've never heard my mom say that she was sorry. Like throughout all our problems, I've never heard my mom say that I'm sorry. So that was a big deal. I feel like obviously that comes with you can I think thank Dr. B for that, honestly. Like thank Dr. B for Jade and her mom getting to this place. Her mom, Dr. B, brings Jade's mom out and gets down to the nitty gritty with her, to where Christy apologizes. Something that has never happened. How long have we been on this show? And Dr. Drew has been in this mess and he's never been like, hey, Christy, you think you need to apologize? You know what I'm saying? Never happened. Anyways, after that, they talk to Kate. Kate says one of the funner things of being there was facing her fears of heights with the bungee jumping. She said she wasn't going to do it. She's like, I really wasn't going to do it. But Macy and Amber was like, you're going to love it. Like, it's so freeing. If this was something that, we did and regret it, we would tell you, girl, don't do it. But, like, they were both, like, all for it. So Kate did it. Let me turn my air on because I'm getting hot. Hold on, you guys. All these lights. Okay. After that, we watched the clip of Kate and her mom in the mud, where Kate tells her, like, I always felt like the mom in this relationship. Like, I never felt like the child. You didn't really treat me like the child. And in that clip, April gets kind of feisty. She's like pulling the rope. She's like, I never had to treat you like a child. Like, I knew that I raised you to be a strong woman, so I didn't have to, and Dr. B's like, hold up, slow down. And at one point, April drops the rope and just gives up. And they ask Kate, how did that make you feel? And she said, my mom is mad now. my mom is mad at me. And Dr. B tells April, she says, it's not about you right now, April. It's about how your daughter's feeling. And sometimes that's the way that it's got to be. She says, pick the rope back up. And I want you to pull Kate in at a pace that is good for Kate. Not you, but Kate. If you guys watch that episode, April looks at Dr. B and says, I don't like you. April legit got that rope and looked at her and says, I don't like you. But she started pulling Kate at a pace that was good for Kate. They talked it out. And when Kate got out of that mud, they hugged. They had a little sweet embrace. And April said, I love you, and I thought I did a really good job raising you. I didn't know. Like, I just thought you were strong. I didn't know that you needed me to be, like, mom, because I thought you had it. So, Kate's like, I don't know, but Kate's like, I know, Ma. I love you, Ma. Kate calls April Ma. I think it's the cutest thing that she calls her mom. It's like country bumpkin situation. I know, Ma. Anyways, after that, they bring up Kate's panic attack at the Airbnb. They have to fight that night with Brianna and Ashley. And April was drinking that night and got a little drunk. And but it was just chalk. Yes, April dropped the rope. And everybody was like, ah. And Dr. B said, you just gave up on her. Is that what, like, that's not what you do. And I think that's kind of a testament to their relationship. When things would get rough, if April was drinking, she'd cuss her out, or she'd just kind of give up. And I think a lot of people do that. They kind of give up if they're not getting their way. They're like, screw it. But you can't do that. And Dr. B walked them through that. And I thought it was really cool. But anyways, so they have to fight that night, Bree and Ashley. And then April's drinking. So the next day, Kate wakes up and is like panic attack, and she can't figure out why. So they talk about that. They talk about how they worked through it. Kate said that on that trip, she felt like she got kind of like power throughout that, because she said, I've never been able to like tell my mom what my problems were with her. Like, at any time I ever did say any little thing, I always started off with, I know you tried your best, but blah, 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 blah. She really tiptoe around April because she was terrified she would say something that hurt April's feelings. And she's like, now I do feel like if I have an issue with my mama, I can say something. And we can work that issue out together without her getting mad at me and without me feeling like I can't say anything. So that was really good. April and Kate, I think that helped their relationship out a lot. Kate now feels like she can tell her mom if she has an issue. And then Kate knows now that she has to watch the way that she responds. She cannot throw the book in and she can't cuss her daughter, After that, they go to commercial, come back. When they're back, everybody's out on the couches except Brianna and Roxanne and T and Ashley. It's all the other girls. The girls on one side, their moms are on the other. And they show the clip of the fight. They show the clip where it starts, them all at the table, and Roxanne's like, where T says, you got something to say, Roxanne? Let's hear it. And in my opinion, T was pretty like, she wasn't rude when she said it. She was like, you got something to say, Roxanne? Let's hear it. And Roxanne, I do. You're a daughter. Like, my daughter would never talk. She's like, my daughter would never talk to any of you at this table like this. And I'm like, lies. How many of you guys in the chat thinks that Bree would get sideways with any parent there on social media if she wanted to? I think she would, because Bree just seems like a disrespectful person to me. So I think she would. Either way, Roxanne's like, my daughter would never get sideways with any of you guys. Your daughter's disrespectful, blah, 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 blah. T sat there listening. T sat there listening to another grown woman tell her about her daughter. Your daughter's disrespectful, blah, 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 blah. She sat there and she listened. And then she says, okay, all right, well, Roxanne, to me, very like, okay. When she goes to talk back, Roxanne's like, no, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Excuse me, Roxanne. You cannot tell this woman what you think about her child and how her child talks, addresses grown women or whatever, or her as a grown woman addressing your child, you cannot sit there and say what you said and expect this woman to just sit there and be like, okay, I appreciate you for what you said. We're sorry. Like, she's a grown woman. She's got something. She's got a response. That ticked me off. Like, honestly, exactly. Bree said somebody a treadmill. So while they're all like, she body shamed you, I'm like, two wrongs don't make a right. But Bree, you did say somebody a whole treadmill. I think Ashley said you was shape funny. Ashley said you was shape funny. You said somebody a treadmill. So I actually want to play the clip, the audio from the clip, so we can hear it. Let me find it.
This season of Family Reunion featured one of the biggest fights in the history of Teen Mom. It was a huge blow-up between Ashley and her mom T and Brianna and her mom Roxanne. And now we'd like to hear from the rest of the cast. But before we get into it, let's take a look back at what went down. What's the problem, Roxanne?
The problem is that your daughter inserted herself in a situation that she didn't know this is inserting herself.
Okay, first off, she said very politely, okay, what's the problem, Roxanne? Very politely, what's the problem? And yes, when they all showed up, everybody knew they had issues with each other. Roxanne and Bree knew they had problems with Ashley and T. But Ashley and T went in this like, we're going to be civil, we're going to be adults. Because first off, this is our job. Second off, we're going to get something from this. So we're going to get, Ashley and her mama wants to call them fake. Like, oh, they're coming up in here being fake with their little, hello, how you doing? But maybe they weren't being fake. Maybe they were just being mature. Like, this is our job. We want to get something from this opportunity to go work with Dr. B, where we can work on our relationship. We can work on ourselves. So how about maybe they showed up and they just decided to be adults and be mature and be civil. And while they were there with people that they did not like, they decided they were going to bite their tongue because they're adults. But Roxanne and Bree, like, they're fake. They're fake. No, I just think they were being adults. But T said, what's the problem, Roxanne? Very respectfully. Let me see if I can get this loud enough for you guys. You guys let me know if you can hear it.
No, she had no business to do what she did. She was so disrespectful. Shame on her. My daughter would never talk to anyone.
So first off, Roxanne, she was so effing disrespectful. Shame on her. She could have just said, you know what? Your daughter was really disrespectful to my daughter. And I have an issue with that. And then you came in. Why all the cursing and the pointing? I mean, she's like, I'm sorry, but I don't think I could have sat there and been so calm with somebody putting their finger in my face. She wasn't really in her face, but she was like, if my daughter Paris was sitting right there and somebody's talking about my daughter like that, I don't know if I could have not jumped up and snatched them by their hair talking about my child like that. I don't know. But she did. She sat there and she remained calm.
Mother, in this table, the way your daughter speaks to me.
Well,
I don't want to hear it. You have nothing to say to me.
Okay, so she's like, well, Roxanne, and I really think she was going to try to handle the situation. And who knows? She might would have said, you know what, Roxanne? You're right. My daughter shouldn't talk to you disrespectful because you're an adult. Your daughter shouldn't talk to me disrespectful because I'm an adult. Roxanne has no earthly idea where she was going with that because Roxanne didn't allow her to speak. When she says, well, you know what, Roxanne? No, hush. You ain't got nothing to say. Yes, she does. And if you can just sit there and talk for 5 minutes and say your thoughts and your opinions, then she can too, my love. That ticked me off from jump. And I was like, okay, I can't be on their side because that was rude. That was rude. And that's not acting like an adult. That's not trying to solve a problem. Let's continue. After that, though, she listened. She came trying to be civil. She said hello to them. They didn't say hello back. Then this happens. She tries to listen. She's like, well. Then Roxanne's like, no, don't say nothing. She hit her breaking point right then, though. Right then was when T hit her breaking point. She's like, you know what? I don't give a crap. You know what? And then that's when I think she breaks. But I really think T was planning on trying to handle that a little differently. I think T was going to try to talk and say what she wanted, like, and be like, well, blah, 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 blah. But she was told to shut up. No, you can't speak. So then she was like, you know what? Oh, hell no.
Bitch, hold on.
Okay. So at that point right there, Roxanne, like, gets a chair. She gets a chair. And I don't know if you guys remember this, but when Ashley got home, Ashley went live and said, Roxanne got, like, a chair and was, like, acting like she was going to throw it at my mama. And they was like, no, she didn't. No, she didn't. They was saying that was a lie. But I think a lot of them didn't see it. I wish I could show this to you guys because it shows a clip where Roxanne, when she's with the chair, and then it pans back over to T, and T's like this, but April's saying something too. April's like, and I guess she's talking to Roxanne, but I can't tell what she's saying.
And now we'd like to hear from
Oh, hold on.
Bitch, hold on.
Actually, April does like this. April's sitting beside T. April and T are both like, and then April goes. So April seems to be on T's side at this moment. So then, now, in the next clip, everything calms down. They pan into the kitchen. Bree's sitting on the kitchen countertop. T is at the little counter over here. Roxanne walks by her, puts her hands in her pocket. I wish I could show you guys this, but go back and watch it if you can. When Roxanne walks by T, she has a smug look on her face, like, she don't, like, bump her, but I can tell you this, she had about 2 foot on the other side where she could have got over. But instead, she walks in between the island and the counter where T is standing. And she grazes T. Rather than walking around T, she had about this much room where she could have easily scooted over enough to where she never even would have got close to touching T. But instead, with a smug look on her face, she grazes T. Now let's listen.
So you can say, excuse me. Stop being so dramatic.
You bought me, I'm gonna grab your
So T says, are you going to say excuse me? Are you going to say excuse me? I think Roxy did that on purpose 1,000%. And I think T was over it. She had it at this point. And Roxy goes, oh, quit being so dramatic. Excuse me, you were the one at the table earlier, like, with your finger all up in my face, grabbing a chair. You know what I'm saying? Like, you were acting dramatic when I said, okay, Roxanne, tell me how you feel. You went into F this, F that, you F and that. Who's dramatic here? Okay. So she's like, no, you bumped me. I'll yank you up by the hair of your head or something like that.
Come on. I didn't bump you. You did.
No.
You did.
Tell me why Roxanne says, I didn't bump you, but she did. She did. She had plenty enough room on the other side where she didn't have to touch T. And then Ashley says, you did. But Ashley was standing like this to her mom. So I think Ashley was able to see it, but I don't think Bree was able to see it because Bree was sitting like this with her back to them over right here. So Ashley goes, no. Ashley, how do you know? You didn't see it. I think Bree might have could have seen it from the way they were. Bree was standing here. So Bree's standing here, her mom is here. And the T walks by right here and like grazes her mom. But Ashley's like way over here. So I don't know how Ashley would have been able to see it anyways.
Mother, you don't know.
Bree was actually trying to be really cool.
Oh yeah, they just played it on slow motion. Ain't no way Bree seen it. But Roxanne in slow motion goes as she's walking by. And then T's like, and I can't see Ashley, so I don't know if, I can't see Ashley, so I can't tell for sure if she's seen it.
You stop with the
Oh, you stop it.
No, because if y'all want to go toes, we really can. We really
Let's
can.
go. So that we can.
Let's go. We really can.
So Ashley's like, y'all stop with it, because if y'all want to go toe to toe, we can. T's like, no, let's go. You know, T's trying to get Ashley and leave.
Let's go, because they don't want that. Let's go. We
T says, let's go, because they don't want it.
really can.
At this point, all Ashley's doing is Ashley said, if y'all want to go toe to toe, we can. We really can. T comes in right here, says, let's go. Nope, let's go. And then at this point, Bree is up on the counter. Bree is getting up on the counter right now. So, I mean, to me, Bree did take it to that next level. Because she gets up on the counter and she says, I'll kick you in your effing head.
Go. Why you up there? Get down, baby. Get down. Go.
Bree's like, why you up there? Get down.
Bree, hell no. Get down.
No, so I could kick you in your
Get down, because you can't fight.
So I can kick you in your effing throat is what I think she said.
No, you bitch.
You can't fight. Get down.
My ass.
So she's like, I'm going to kick you in your effing throat. And Ashley's like, get down. You can't fight, get down. And Bree is telling her, suck my, and Ashley goes, and spits. Okay, so, that's gross. You don't spit on people. I don't agree with that. Like I said, somebody spit on me. You better have your life insurance policy out and ready, because, girl, one of us is not coming up. You are not going to spit on me and me not throw hands with you. You know what I'm saying? However, I can say it seems like Ashley and her mama tried to come in with the right attitude, to be civil, try to make it work. They several times took the crap. Bree, Roxanne was petty, bumping into her, to call them out the way she did at dinner that night. And then Bree gets up on there saying, I'm gonna kick you in. I know, Holy Spirit activate. You know, exactly. So really, neither one of these girls were innocent. Bree went way too far when she hocked that loogie. I mean, Ashley went way too far when she hocked that loogie. That was, now, I'm kind of like this. Was that Bree's karma? First off, for you and your mama acting that way. And then, Bree, you threatened to spit on Kale. You told Kale, next time I see you, I'm going to spit on you. I know saying it and doing it is different, but I'm not even going to tell somebody I'm going to spit on them.
Ew. I'm pissed that I got sent home. No, it didn't.
Oh my God, I just noticed this. But Ashley throws that thing, but there's one like crew member. She's a female. She's a white girl with glasses. It looks like she's about to hide behind the couch.
I'm pissed that I got sent home.
Yep, she goes behind the couch.
No, it didn't.
And she with the duck. She with the duck. She's like, ah.
Let's go.
She's like, oh heck no, these girls are crazy. Anyways, you spit on me. You go ahead, try me, honey. Now they're watching this. All the girls are out on their couches with their mamas, but Bree and Roxanne are not out there, and Ashley and T are not out there. As they're showing this, they're showing Roxanne and Bree in the little corner pocket, you know. And Roxanne, she's like, I'm done with this. I'm leaving. So she says she's leaving.
I'm not doing this. I'm not feeding this bitch anything.
Mom.
See, she's like, I'm done with this. I'm not paying this BITCH any attention.
Stay here.
No,
Come
I'm
on.
done. I'm going
Because we
home.
have to.
I'm not doing it. I'm going home. That pissed me off seeing it again. Ugh.
So did that look like a
Kaya goes,
bump to y'all? It just looked like she just grazed past her. That didn't look like a bump to me.
At the end of the day,
Can we read?
Now, that's Kaya's mom. I like Kaya. I like her mom. But she's like, did that look like a bump to y'all? It didn't look like a bump to me. It looked like kind of she grazed past her. And it wasn't really a bump. She did graze past her, but she touched her. And she didn't have to. And she had this smug look on her face that told me that she did it on purpose. She had this much whole room on the other side to where she could have easily not had to touch. She could have walked by and had this much room between her and T. This much room if she would have went on this, this way. But instead, she chose to walk right to where she grazed her and instead leave that gap over there with this smug look on her face. No. Sean's trying to play in the chat. So then they all kind of debate on, well, was it a bump? Was it a whatever? And they established, like, it doesn't matter if she bumped her, grazed or whatever. You don't spit on someone. I agree. You don't spit on someone. It doesn't matter. Ashley was pregnant. I would say so she can't fight, but I think Ashley would have fought. After that, Cheyenne says, you know what? Ashley and Roxanne and T and Bree are not on this couch. Like, none of us out here were involved in that. That had nothing to do with us. So why are we watching it and commentating on it? Like, this wasn't our scene. This wasn't about us. So I'm not commenting on it when it wasn't about us. And Dr. B or Vanessa says, well, we know it wasn't y'all, but y'all saw it, so we just want to get y'all's take on it. We're going to give them their own segment to watch it and commentate on it. Now, as they're doing all this, Brianna walks out on stage and she's like, me and my mom are leaving. We're leaving. And everybody's like, why? Oh my God, Bree, our precious little baby. Why? Why are you leaving? Let us kiss your butt. Why, Bree? I'm like, why did Bree even walk out there to tell everybody she was leaving? And she's like, well, my mama deserves to speak on this. And I know, right, Julie? And they're like, Nessa's like, she is going to be able to speak on this. She's going to be able to, like, y'all are going to have y'all's own segment to speak on this. And Bree's like, no, like, y'all out here on the couch watching it, not letting us speak on it. My mom is just irritated, so we're just leaving. So they're like, please, no. And I'm like, oh my God, just let them go if they want to go. Who cares? Tiffany, which is Kaya's mama, she said that she didn't feel like it was like right because Ashley went home after that and body shamed Bree and brought up Bree's kids. So Bree, it wasn't Ashley that brought up Bree's kids. It was Ashley's sister Chris. Or I don't know. Is Ashley's sister Chris, does she go by she or he? I'm really not sure because I'm not too familiar with Ashley's sibling. But Ashley's sibling, Ashley went home, got on a FaceTime or an Instagram live with Chris, and Chris called Bree's kids, she said, her mismatch ass kids. I'm sorry, but you don't call somebody's kids mismatch. Because Bree has a kid that is black and a kid that is black and Mexican. So she called these kids mismatch. No. See, oh, Lord. So I agree. Tiffany's like, that was wrong. She shouldn't have went home and done that. And she shouldn't have went home and body shamed her. But, once again, you get back what you put out. And, Bree has body shamed people. So when you out there body shaming people, don't be shocked when somebody gives you the same energy that you put off. If you're one of those people that body shame people, don't get mad when somebody's just like you and they body shame you. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with it. Yeah, J. Marie in the chat says, Elle, Bree said there was more that happened than what they showed. So I really wonder what they cut out. Also, Ashley said everyone knew that she was pregnant, but the cast said that they didn't. I really don't think the cast knew. I really don't think the cast knew that she was pregnant because I think there probably would have been some of the moms that would have stepped in and would have been like, oh, she's pregnant, if they would have known. I think Maci would have stepped up when everything got crazy and would have been like, hold up, Ashley, you pregnant. I think even Amber, a lot of people might not like Amber, but I think Amber would have been like, hold on, she's pregnant. I think people might even would have been like, y'all, she's pregnant. Her hormones might be all over the place. Bar is in jail right now as she's pregnant, so let's give her a little bit of grace. I don't think anybody knew that she was pregnant. I think Caitlyn found out at some point. But I do feel like there's more to the story than we know, than more than we didn't see. I do agree with that. So they talked about it. Margaret said it made her sad, that it bothered her as a mom because as a mom, they see what these girls go through being on the show, and that these mothers should have the girls' backs rather than attack them like people on the internet do. Dr. B asked the girls if there was any way for them to like kind of move on and make amends, and they said no. They're like, no. No. Cheyenne said, I will never do a reunion if Bree is there. Not Bree, Ashley. She said, Ashley gets physical. That turned physical. It could have got really out of hand. Somebody could have got hurt. So I will never go on a reunion if Ashley is there for that very reason. And yeah, Kate didn't find out until after the fight. And Margaret, Shy's mama, said the same thing. She's like, I wouldn't want any of these girls going around Ashley knowing that she can get physical like that. Yeah. After that, so Roxanne wanted to leave, but they did bring her back. And they had their little segment. We're going to listen to it.
Of the show. So tell us what they said.
They have a way with their words.
Yeah.
So Larry and Morgan convinced Brianna and her mom Roxanne not to leave. And she said, how did they convince y'all? And she said they got away with their words.
We're understanding and compassionate of the reaction that we had after watching that for the first time.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
And that's what I want to kind of talk about.
Right.
So it comes on, you watch it in the back. What comes up for you?
Just anger. Because I wish I saw myself and I was just so calm. Seeing her so aggressive and be so calm, I wish I matched her energy. She is such a nasty person, and that's just the only thing that comes out of me when I see her.
So when you sit up on top of the counter, right?
Dr. B's about to call her out because, Bree's all like, they were so, like, hyped up. I wish I would have matched her energy. Dr. B's about to be like, but you got up on that counter.
You don't feel like you kind of matched her energy a little bit there? You feel like that was still being calm?
I feel like there was so much more to it. Like, the clip just didn't justify, like, what really occurred. Like, there was just so much. Watching it is like there was no reason for me to get sent home.
I feel like a lot of the trigger was, wait a minute, if I was going to get sent home?
I should have just her up.
Yeah. So when you hopped on top...
I don't know, you guys, but I really don't think Amber could, I don't think Bree could beat Ashley up. That's just my opinion. Not that they need to. I don't want to see it, but I really don't. Like, she's like, I should have just matched her energy. Girl, all Bree was doing at that moment, or Ashley was doing at that moment, was just saying, like, if y'all want to go toe-to-toe, we can go toe-to-toe. She wasn't screaming at that point. She just said, if y'all want to go toe-to-toe, we can go toe-to-toe. You're the one screaming and getting up on counters.
Top of the table. That was before or after? Because I'm trying to see...
That was before she spit at me. I think her way to get to me, because I was so high, was to spit on me.
So much happened so fast.
Like, it took a second for it to register. Like, did I just get spit on? Like, I don't even know where it went.
What caused all this friction?
Because Ashley doesn't know how to mind her business. She's friends with Miss Irrelevant, but whatever.
She's saying that it started because Ashley's friends with Kale. And they have two different where this started, when it started. She's saying that it started because Ashley's friends with Kale. And I do remember there was some situation. Ashley went on Kale's podcast. Brianna popped up about Kale, and Ashley jumped in to defend Kale.
For problems that I had with the bitch that sued me, Ashley always wants to chime in, comment, say all these things, and her mom wants to talk about me, my sex life. Like, it was a whole bunch of stuff. She's so notorious for going online and talking.
You know, when the argument was between the girls on social media, fine, whatever.
So Roxanne's going to tell her version of events of how it got this way and what she's talking about when she says T commented on her daughter. That's my thing. Why even try to fight if you know you're pregnant?
When I realized that the mom now has spoken about other girls and now she's talking about my daughter, I knew that at some point I'm going to address her. And the worst part was this to me. You show up at family reunion, and you're like chipping away and just trying to smile and fit in wherever anybody just let.
See, they're saying she was fake, but I think they were just trying to be civil and do their job. Like, I know it's a TV show, but that is their job. They're under contract. They can get in trouble. They can get fired. They can lose their income. So if it was me and I had to go to work, but it was like that, and I was going to be there with somebody that I disliked, I would do my job. And then after it, on the last day, right before we finished wrapped or right after we wrapped, I'd say, hey, Unirock, you know I don't like you. You know you spent all this time for the past 4 years running your butthole, essentially, because you got diarrhea out the mouth. So how about we tend to that right now? I would not like risk my job while on the job, on the clock. I would be like, hi Uni, how you doing? That would be it. I would not risk it. Because as a grown adult, you don't risk it.
Yeah.
Wherever anybody pets you a little, you're just gonna wiggle your way in. Fake, not authentic. Excuse me, why didn't you just address it in the beginning? Listen, ladies, I'm here with my daughter. I apologize for my behavior in the past. No, she pretended like nothing happened. Mm-hmm. And the more I'm looking at her, like, this mother acting like she didn't do anything.
So the tensions.
Maybe because T and Brianna were not there for you, and she didn't feel like she had to address you at all because she was there for her job, for her daughter's job, and to work on their relationship. Not, y'all just so happen to be there together. Why does she owe you anything? If you felt like she owed you something, then how about you could have addressed her, but addressed her in a different way. Address her like an adult. Hey, T, listen, we're going to be here doing this together, so I have to address this. Why not?
Started after you addressed her.
At the dinner table.
Yeah.
It erupted.
Yeah.
Because before that, we were doing the mud pit.
And it was great.
It was wonderful.
Yeah. I had a great time.
Although I was apprehensive, I left feeling like, wow, you connect with every mom and every daughter. I saw my daughter in all those girls, and I saw myself in all those moms.
Now, Coach B, you asked the other moms if there is a road to healing. How about?
Never.
I don't want to be a part of it. I don't want to be near her. If we do another one of these and she's invited, I will not come. So get the boot, bitch. You got to go.
How dangerous is it that after, when we got back, she went on social media and said that we knew she was pregnant?
It's up. Like, don't say that. Because
That's dangerous.
Because if I knew she was pregnant, I would have completely ignored her.
Yeah.
And I do think Bree might be telling the truth here. I do think if Bree knew that she was pregnant, Bree might have ignored her. Or it might not have got to that level. I don't think they knew that she was pregnant.
Yeah. Bree, let me ask you this, because I hear, you and Roxanne and most of the girls too, if not all, are saying like, no resolve. But I do want to kind of cut into, you were there for the couple days. How was it for you?
That makes me emotional because I had such a great time. The bungee jumping was amazing. The mud pit was great. Spending time with the girls.
Okay, so after that, they just say, consider that. Consider that you got what you needed there. You got something that helped you. So if you ever have the opportunity again to go to one of those and she's going to be there, just already start thinking about how you would handle that and think of a resolve. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of the end of that part. And then we go to a commercial and we come back with Macy, Jen, and Ryan on the couch. And we're going to listen to that.
Are you tired of washing dishes?
And we're not going to listen to that commercial. Hold on. It's not letting me. I love Sean's comment. I can tell you guys, if I ever get face to face, it'll be on camera. It will be on camera. I don't know why it's not letting me skip the commercial, but as soon as it gets past this commercial, we're going to pick up. So, Larry was not there. I feel like Larry probably was like, if I talk to Macy, it's going to be off camera. I'm not jumping right back into the show. Probably still mad at how they fired him, too. I know people's going to be like, you're more on Ashley's side. Bree and Roxanne and Brittany are very problematic, which I've seen Ashley be problematic as well. But I do feel like Bree and her mama started this. Like, they just went in with the wrong attitude. They didn't go into this like, this is my job. This is for me to get help, to work with Dr. B, with my mom, with myself. They didn't go into it like that.
Welcome back to Teen Mom Family Reunion, The Aftermath. I'm here with Macy, Ryan, Jen, and Coach B.
Safe space, but also a consistent space where it's not just like one day and then months go by.
They're asking about where was Leah Messer. I'm not really sure why Leah Messer wasn't there. But they're asking Macy about being there. And she said she felt like it was a safe space. They're about to get into talking about Ryan and Bentley.
Yeah, it's a few days, and I just felt like we would be able to work through some things, or at least put some stuff out on the table and see where it went.
Right. And Ryan, for you, why didn't you want to attend family reunion?
I've got a job that I have to go to.
Okay.
So Ryan may have been invited to Teen Mom Family Reunion, and I think that he was, because Mackenzie, his wife, done an Instagram Live months ago where she said MTV called us and asked us to come back, and Ryan told him no. On here he says, well, it was because, okay, Bree. I hope everything's okay, Bree. So he says here, well, I had to work, which most people do, especially if they're not drawing a big paycheck on Teen Mom, like he's not doing anymore.
Okay. And Jen, how about for you?
I think I just wanted to be able to talk to her a one-on-one first before we went public.
Yeah. And at this point, Macy, how long has it been since you've spoken to Ryan?
It's been a long time.
A long time.
Yeah.
And how would you say your relationship with Ryan, Jen, how is it currently?
Honestly, Ryan and I, like, it's kind of non-existent. And with Jen, I feel like we're definitely not in the really bad place that we all were a couple years ago. But I don't think that either of us want to, like, rush it, or because there's a lot of crap, you know. There's a lot of stuff we have to kind of sift through.
And Jen,
I'm not gonna lie. If I was like Jen or Larry or Jen, and I was dealing with the situation, and I got a text saying, "Hey, can you come out and film? And we're gonna work with Dr. B," I would be like, "I'm sorry, no. Like, that's my grandson. I love him, but I don't want to feel like the only time you might want to talk to me is to do this filming situation because it benefits you. I will talk to you, but maybe when you get home, we'll work on our relationship, because of course I want to work on our relationship. I want to see Bentley, you know, but I don't care nothing about this TV situation. And I know that's your job and your income, but if we ever get to a better place, then I might do it again, but definitely not right now.
And how about for you? When you hear what Macy has to say right now, what are your thoughts?
Oh, I mean, I agree. There's a lot we need to talk about, work through, and I hope that we can. Would love to get a relationship back.
Okay. Well, Coach B, I'm going to hand it over to you. I'm here if you need me.
Got it. Thank you, Nessa. I first want to thank all of you for coming out and trusting yourself to have this conversation. It's not easy. But before we dive into it, I do want to start the conversation off with Macy and Ryan. Have a little chat with them, and then I'll bring you back in to poke at you a little bit. Is that okay with you?
That makes me happy.
You got it. All righty.
Thank you.
You got it. All right. So, Ryan, tell me, what is your vision for a healthy co-parenting relationship with Macy that would give Bentley the best experience of his two parents?
I'd just like to be able to, I guess, for Macy to be okay.
It's hard. I'm going to back it up just a little bit. Why is the internet down?
Get a relationship back.
Okay. Well, Coach B, I'm going to hand it over to you. I'm here if you need me.
Got it. Thank you, Nessa. I first want to thank all of you for coming out and trusting yourself to have this conversation. It's not easy. But before we dive into it, I do want to start the conversation off with Macy and Ryan. Have a little chat with them, and then I'll bring you back in to poke at you a little bit. Is that okay with you?
I want to say something because I'm gonna have people on replay that's gonna pop off about it. It's so irritating.
Yeah, but they're gonna pop off about anything. Can y'all hear us now?
So glad when my income doesn't depend on this. So at least if people don't sub to me, it won't be that big of a deal.
It's okay. It's just a little minute where it's like a technical malfunction. It's okay.
Yeah, but we just cannot get it together in this daggum studio.
That's not.
It's so irritating.
That's not your fault. Internet goes out.
Thank you for fixing it. Okay, so I don't know how much you guys heard on the episode, so I'm gonna back it up a little bit.
Relationship with Ryan, Jen, how is it currently?
Honestly, Ryan and I, it's kind of non-existent. And with Jen, I feel like we're definitely not in the really bad place.
I just started the thing all over by accident. You gotta be kidding me. One thing that's irritating is the fact that there's a delay. So when I see people in the chat saying, we can't hear you, I don't know if it's then when I fix it, and then I still hear, see, I can't hear you, I can't hear you, I can't hear you, I can't hear you. I'm like, well, did I fix it or not? There's this delay. It's like a 15-second delay, so I never know what's really happening.
Let's just try to get it fixed now. Try to fix the delay. I don't think I ever changed it on this account. For some reason, the sound's going in and out. Absolutely makes no sense at all. It's okay though. Like, it's not a big deal. We'll get it fixed. We'll get it
But
working.
you don't have to deal with the comments. I do, Sean. I read those.
You're gonna get those comments anyways. That's what I've been trying to tell you. Like, you're gonna get the comments. Hello, hello, hello. Let's see. Hopefully this sounds right now.
Nope.
It just makes no sense at all. Streamlabs is just a piece of shit tonight, I guess.
And I tried to do StreamYard earlier, but I couldn't get into StreamYard.
I wonder if you're playing that, so hello? Hello?
See how much of a delay that is?
Yeah.
I didn't hear you at all say hello.
Hello, hello.
I didn't hear you at all say hello. Why is it only picking up backward, like me back here, and not close-up noise?
Hello, hello, hello.
Why is it only picking up backward, like...
Dude. This makes no sense.
Can we end it?
Yeah, I mean, you can end it and finish it tomorrow, I guess. I mean, I'll have to figure out what just happened to the sound. It's going in and out, though, isn't it? It's going in and out, though.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end it. I probably need to go ahead and get ready and go to bed. Maybe we'll try to finish it tomorrow. I'm not sure. I can tell you guys this is a struggle, and I'm really sorry because I really wanted to do this video with you guys. I really wanted to get through. I don't even know if you guys can hear me, but I really wanted to get through this recap. I may just try to record one maybe and upload it. We'll see. I don't know. But thank you guys for joining me tonight. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye, everyone.